If you had told me a decade ago that I would be reviewing a Pokémon video game on Classic Game Room, I would have laughed at you. But here it is, Pokémon Explorers of Sky. Am I the only one that thinks that Pokemon is what happens when you overdose on ice cream? This many bright colors and happy things, it's like overwhelming at times. So, do I know much about Pokemon? No, the only thing I know is that there's a lot of them and many of you like Pokemon. But that doesn't stop me from reviewing the game because technically this game is outstanding. It's a very well-made top-down RPG adventure style video game. And the first thing that it does is give you a personality test to choose what kind of a Pokemon you are. What kind of a Pokemon am I? That's the big question. After going through the game's personality test, digging into my psyche, it determined that I was a Totodile. Totodile. The thing that looks like a little blue Godzilla. I had to look it up on Wikipedia. I like the whole Godzilla thing. I would say that's correct. If I could be a monster, it would be Godzilla. Or at least Space Godzilla. Apparently the Totodile is cheerful and likes to run through swamps or something. Nobody has ever described me as being cheerful, and I don't really like swamps either. So I'm not sure where it was going with the Totodile. Maybe a Godzilla Otodile would be more like it. I don't think that's in the Pokemon universe, though. It should be. In this game, part of the Pokémon Mystery Dungeon series, time is acting erratically, mystery dungeons are everywhere, and more bad Pokémon are appearing and must be dealt with. You join the Explorers Guild and form a team. My team is named Team Mayhem, in honor of Project Mayhem. This is a sizable game, and as the title would suggest, lots of dungeon crawling awaits you. One of the neat features is that each time you enter a dungeon, it's different. How is that geologically possible? I guess it's a mystery dungeon. Now, at least earlier in the game, you're accepting these jobs, finding people, rescuing people, or hunting down bad Pokemon. And by people, I mean Pokemon, of course. The whole thing is that you're a human transformed into a Pokemon. There's certainly no other people around, just Pokemon. People complicate things. Pokemon are very straightforward, simple creatures, easy to talk to, fun to collect. The gameplay is somewhat turn-based, but it feels real-time, like you're moving around the dungeons, and then when you get into battles, you can hammer away at the buttons, or you can actually just sort of play with the turns. You can attack normally, you have a variety of whatever they call special attacks. Because of the nature of the characters, I'm not sure they would appeal to everybody that likes role-playing games. If you're more into like this dungeon-crawling, dark exploration kind of stuff, you may not really dig this, but if your kids are into Pokemon, then it certainly might enjoy this. Or if you're into Pokemon, you're not going to get shortchanged on this game here. You choose a partner early on in the game. I chose that guy with the orange guy with his tail on fire, hoping that it would be a flamethrower. He does sort of have a flamethrower move. I think that was a good choice. It's a nice game for the DS too. It's one of these games that you can play for a while, save your game fairly easily. It has one of those handy quick save features, so if you're on the bus, you finally get to school or whatever, you can save your game, shut your DS, and pick it up later. It's going to take you a long time to play the game, and there's some online features as well where you can like save your friends from dungeons or something, send mail. The controls are well designed for the DS. You can play with the buttons and the D-pad, or you can use the stylus. The music is well produced and the visuals are clear, easy to see. It's a fairly traditional top-down, colorful DS-style adventure game. You can spend your time exploring dungeons and leveling your characters up, or just try to go right through the game and play through the story. But as I found out, you want to spend some time exploring and finding things, leveling your characters up, because some of the enemies you encounter, the bad Pokemon, are ferocious little colorful pastel creatures. What would happen if the Pokemon universe were to collide with the Godzilla universe? It would be one of the most entertaining shows ever, I can say that. Monster Zero versus Pikachu. That's a game waiting to be made.